I've spent the last few years recommending e-ink devices for reading and note-taking. But despite owning quite a few of these things, there's only one thing I've never really managed to use them for: organising my life. As this YouTube thing has grown and some of my other online endeavours are starting to bear fruit, such as my Substack, link in the description, I'm finding there's more and more to keep track of. Brands are getting in touch, sponsorships and product reviews need organising, videos need planning, articles need writing, and with my main day job coming to an end later this year, I also need to start thinking more seriously about how I promote myself as a freelancer and what jobs I need to keep track of so I can invoice correctly and keep food on the table. Put that together with an ever busy home life, and I'm beginning to realise that Apple Notes and a calendar just aren't enough anymore. So, could an interactive, hyperlinked PDF finally be the solution to the problem? Until recently, I didn't realise I had. Hey everyone, Mark from The Spark here. I realise you have many options of YouTube videos to choose from, so thank you for tapping play on this one. Right, one of the things I've come to appreciate over the last few years is the value of handwriting. As I said at the start there, in recent years I've dived more and more into the e-ink world, and I find myself very much enjoying taking notes on my Kindle and the other e-ink devices that I have. And there's plenty of evidence that writing things down helps you think more clearly and remember more than simply typing. But I've never really gone beyond note-taking. Planning, organising projects and keeping on top of everything that's been going on in my life has always happened elsewhere, in apps on my iPhone and my iPad and what have you. My wife, on the other hand, loves writing everything down. Diaries, planners, calendars. If she's got a pen in her hand, she is happy. So when PDF Studio offered me complimentary access to what they describe as one hyperlinked PDF with 3 systems, I was genuinely curious and quite eager to take a look, because I wanted to see whether a system like this could finally help me organise more of my life on an e-ink device. And if you're someone who also enjoys putting pen to paper, or indeed a screen, rather than tapping on a keyboard, perhaps you're going to appreciate this too. Now, as I said, PD Studio did give me complimentary access to this, so this isn't really a review as such. I'm simply going to show you what it does, how it works, and then you can decide whether it's something you'd find useful and want to purchase. I'll put a link where you can get hold of it in the description. So, without any further preamble, let's get started. Right, so if you do use the link in the description, you'll go to the website where you can buy this from, and there are some really easy instructions on there telling you how to get this thing onto your Kindle Scribe. It does in fact also work in GoodNotes, it says here, and Samsung Notes, and you do get 2 versions. You get a right-handed build and a left-handed build, so depending on what you prefer, this should be able to suit most people. And I would imagine, with it being simply a PDF with interactive buttons, you'll be able to get this thing to work on other devices as well, but they're very specific here for Kindle Scribe, GoodNotes and Samsung. Right, okay, so INKLY, complete your work and your life, one designed system. Now, you can write anywhere on this because it is a PDF, so when you do want to link through to things, you got to use your pinky. So enter the system. Right, here we go. Here's their 3 systems, one file: work and time, home and living, peace of mind. And actually they're subtitled between focus system, home and life pack, and emergency and family. So let us go. First off, let's take it from the top, and apparently you can cross between any of them from any dashboard. So it looks a bit intimidating to begin with, but once you get into it, you begin to see. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So you're paying for 4 years worth of stuff here. And let's just tap through. You can actually read a 2-minute quick start guide. All right, so you can read that first. Gives you a little bit of time, and you can return here anytime from the dashboard. So let's go back to the dashboard. Let's just tap the top to begin with. So it presents you again. You can write anywhere, don't forget. So it presents you with year, then down to month, week, and then it's getting a bit more detail now. So top 3 things you can do to do this week. All right, then you've got your days here. Not this week. Park it here so it starts occupying your head. And obviously, if you swipe across, you'll get to the next week, etc. And then a day. So get even more granular here. So you can put your days in, get your actual schedule for the day, any major tasks, notes, and then some habits. You can write out some habits down here as well. But you've got more things down here, but we'll come back to those. Again, swipe backwards and forwards to change the date. So if we go to the year, there we are, it just goes into Q1. So a bit more details about what you want me to do in Q1. And again, all tappable, so you can go into the month from that section there as well, and you can do it from there too. So everything's connected. So we'll do that, Q1, Q2, etc. And if you do go into the month, here we go, in goals and review. So we've got a month's focus. We can write on here as well. We can write our month's focus here. You can go into goals for July. So what are 3 outcomes that you might want to do? And just go back and then review. You can review your month. What won, what lessons did you learn, what things you're going to carry forward, and what no longer matters. Just let it go. And there we go. So you can swipe backwards and forwards. Again, you can tap on any day. It'll go into that day. So it goes to the day there. So everything is just hyperlinked and connected. Month overview. So that takes you back there. Monthly goals takes you to there. So there's loads of places to get to where you want to go. And you quickly begin to, that's the thing with the Kindle Scribe, tap at the top, it opens up the you can select any page view. So one thing you've got to be careful of there. Nothing more to add here, otherwise you can actually go to the specific day from there too. And then there's no more kind of sub things to go from there. So that's how that works. Everything's, oops, again, if you tap near the top, it goes into that multiple choice selection there. So we'll go back into the year. We'll go to meetings now. So tap this at the bottom here. And here we go. So what meetings have you got going on this month? And you can tap that arrow and go even more into the detail of the meeting. Date, time, who's come, purpose, the agenda, key decisions, action items, following up, next meeting, etc. And again, tap at the bottom. And again, does the same thing. Projects, tap into granular. So you tap these off here, depending on where you're at with it. Project outcome, milestones, blockers, notes, etc. Notes again, everything's in a similar fashion. You got more entries there. So how many you got? 50, 60 entries. And then it's just an open note is this grid variant, blank variant, lined variant, and goes through the different variants for that notes. There you go. You can see at the top it's changing note 2, note 1, etc. Habits. Again, 12 habits here. Tap a number. So what's your habit? What is it? I don't know, drink some water. Drink enough water every day. You can tap it off for every day that you've done undated. Use it for every month. And then your to-do list down here. And again, granular. So what must you do? Non-negotiable this week. What should you do? It's important, but you could do it sooner. You don't have to do it right away, and could. It would be nice someday. There we are. So again, just drawing anything. And with this being a Kindle Scribe color soft as well, you can do everything in color, and which is always nice, because again, not only writing things down is positive, but if you can color code things, if you can highlight things, it helps it all go in your noggin as well as being more better displayed on here for you to understand. Okay, so that was focus. Now we want to check out home and life. You can always date this as well, I guess, if you want to there. So home and life pack, what do we have in here? This really gets granular. If you, like I said, like my wife, you write everything down, this is going to be so amazing for you. So 6 connected tools for the life side of things. So meals and grocery. You can start doing your meal planning, but here we go. What are you going to do for each day of the week, and breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack preps left over? But you can also go back to grocery lists, so you can list what you need as well for that. So we'll just go back. Oh, there we go, going into week meal plans. So let's just go tap down here at the bottom. There we go, meals and grocery. We can go back to the dashboard. Where's that take us? Just need to remind me. Yeah, there we are. So meals and grocery. So if we tap there, all those things that were on that dashboard are on the bottom here. So if we tap into budget, these things are a little bit awkward to tap at the bottom, I'm discovering. So budget and money, you can start doing monthly budgets, expense logs, bill, subscription trackers. And if you go into it, you get even more detail in what you've got for that particular month. You can tell this is European. Every euro has a job. There we go. Go budget 3, 4, etc., etc. So that's how that works. I don't think there's anything more to show you on that screen. This is awkward at the bottom. That's the only down about this. There we are. Okay. And we've got more there. Yep, savings and debts goals. So you've got this bit here, and then the more button, savings and debt goals. And if you tap into those, there you can see your goal, your target, whatever your milestone is, you can tap it off and write down what those are. I think the expense, but did you look at expense logs? There you go, just an expense log. Could actually be really useful for me for my business. And bills and subscription trackers, we didn't look at that. It's very similar to your expenses log, but there you go. Know what hits and when. Helps you keep a track of that. There's so many apps out there that say they keep a track of what you're subscribed to and what have you. But if you like this written down, in one place, you know where it is. All right. Okay, so now we're on to wellness. Again, it's all about kind of starting big and then granulating down. So weekly wellness planner. So there we are. I don't think you can tap into anything. So weekly, what small inputs tracked honestly. What have you? So how much did you get enough sleep? Did you drink enough water? You move enough? What's your mood? How energized do you feel? How did the week feel? What else have we got here in wellness? Self-care reflections. What recharged me? What drained me? Boundary. Next week I'll. So these things here as well to help you, prompt you what you might write down. I don't think there's anything more to look at wellness, is there? Nope, no more button. Okay. So now we're going to gratitude. What are you thankful for? We've got more days we can go into there. Daily gratitude, monthly reflections. Okay. Right, so daily gratitude. 3 things you're grateful for, good moment, and someone you appreciate and why. Always good to keep some kind of gratitude journal. One of the things I've tried to do more often than not. Maybe this will help me. So this is your monthly reflection. Best moments, small wins. What have you been taught? What are you carrying into next month? Close the month with intention. Let's go into cleaning. All right. So cleaning schedule or schedule, depending on how you might say that word. There we go. Daily, weekly, monthly, seasonal. And then maintenance logs. What have you got that you need to know to maintain? What got done and when? There we are. And then we've even got one for pets down here. And I've got 2 dogs. I've got Charlie and Ellie. I was trying to begin to fill out Charlie's stuff. There we are. All the details you could need for your pets and everything a sitter would need. You share it with them. There we go. So that is home and life. So if we go back to dashboard. So now if we go back to here, finally got this section here, peace of mind. Right, this gets really detailed, this one. So you can have emergency contacts in here. There you go. We'll go back to that's a contact medical. Are you a bit of a downer if you've got more than 4 members of the family? Possibly you might need to work out a way of adding more than 4. Who they are, blood type, organ donor, allergy, everything you could possibly think about in terms of a medical profile. Showing that that's there. Docs and money, you saw that. What's that? Are these tappable? Oh wow, okay. So all the documents, all the details of all your documents, and then you've got all your insurance policies that you might have. And depending on which country you're in, some of these are more needed than others. And then financial accounts. So where are your financial accounts? Good thing to share with your other half as well. So if things were to happen, all the information they would need to get things sorted in the event of your passing, they'll be able to locate on here. All right, let's go to home now. Accounts and utilities. So all the utilities. Home safety, where's everything located? That's really useful. Like, for example, a number of months ago, we had a water problem. My wife didn't know where the water shutoff valve was. I could write that in there and it's no longer a problem. And then digital access as well. So this is a password manager. So this is really where you would need to have a password, a passcode on your device. So you don't want anybody to be able to access this kind of stuff. Okay, now on people. So if I'm not here, what someone would need to know. Children and school. So this is just absolutely great. If you love writing and getting everything down, this is absolutely perfect for you. And you don't have to fill everything in. Not everything has to have, don't you've got OCD or anything like that, but you don't need to fill in every detail. But the more you're comfortable with, the more you can put on there, can't you? And then finally, plan. So an evacuation and go bag. Interesting, might be applicable for people who are more in certain dangerous zones than I am in the UK, but you never know. There we are. That's your plan. You can see how this thing is just, it covers everything. So if I tap binder at the top, where does that take me again? Remind me. Oh, there you go. So it takes us back to the top. And then that is it. So we've gone through working time, home and living, peace of mind. So there you go. If you go back, you go back to the first page. All right, final thoughts. All right, what do you think of INKLY? I think it might be, like I said at the beginning, a solution to a problem I didn't know was growing on me. I think you'll agree it's entirely comprehensive. The bottom buttons, you seem to have to tap those a few more times than I would like for it recognize it, but that could be down to the Kindle Scribe as opposed to the formatting of the PDF. I would like some extra sections, like for example sponsorships and videos that I have to make, but there is the daily schedule that I could put those on there, and I can also utilize one of the notes pages as well, maybe adapt that somehow for that. But everything is here in one place, isn't it? Family, home, focus, well-being, all that kind of stuff. I think this is a terrific thing to have, and it's not hard to purchase, download and get it onto the Scribe. I can't actually remember how much this is now. I'll put the price on screen here and you'll have to let me know, do you think that that is worth paying for this? Whatever that is, I'm thinking it's not that expensive. I know how hard it is to create a tappable interactive PDF. It takes a lot of time and effort because I've tried making one and I'm still going at it. I'll show you that off in a future video many months down the line. But they've clearly put a lot of thought into this and like I say, just creating that tappability, that interactiveness of it all takes a lot of time. So I think whatever that price was that I put there, it's probably worth it. It's probably good value. Anywho, if you've enjoyed this video, a like and a subscribe will tell YouTube that other people might enjoy it too, and it will begin to show it to other people. So please go ahead and do that. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by Christmas 2026. So if you watch my videos but you haven't yet tapped subscribe, now is the time. And if you want to go a little bit further, you can always buy me a digital coffee by scanning the QR code on screen here, or use the link in the description, and all useful links are in the description. Go sign up to my Substack as well. I think you'll find that interesting. Anywho, that's me. This was INKLY, and I'll see you guys in the next one.